Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be talking about the amended U.S. individual tax return 1040X. Let's go. At this time of the year, taxpayers are busy following up on their tax return filings. What happens is that sometimes taxpayers make mistakes in regards to any portion or numbers that they submitted to the IRS through their original individual tax return file, which is Form 1040. Or sometimes they receive more tax-related documents from companies, institutions, or from anywhere else that they should include in their original file. With this being said, there are specific situations that the taxpayers use Form 1040X to amend their originally submitted tax return. Those situations are as follows. As I said, sometimes taxpayers make mistakes. Therefore, this is the form you use to correct those mistakes in the originally filed any of the listed forms, 1040, 1048, 1040EZ, 1040NR, or 1040NREZ. And by the way, if you watch this video till the end, I will provide you with hints on how to file the 1040X correctly to avoid any potential problems with the IRS. Stay tuned. The second reason to file the Form 1040X is to make certain elections after the prescribed deadlines, such as the extension of time to make elections, and so on. The other reason is to change the amounts previously adjusted by the IRS. So, for example, if you received a letter from the IRS including changes to the amounts that you originally submitted, and you might disagree or need to make changes to any of the listed amounts, then this is your chance to file Form 1040X to do so. The other reason is to make a claim for a carryback due to a loss or unused credit. However, if you have this situation exists, then there is another way to make this claim by filing Form 1045, which is application for tentative refund, instead of Form 1040X. Now, let me show you in the next slide how the Form 1040X looks like and how to fill it out. Form 1040X comes in 2 pages. What you see here is just the upper portion of page 1 of the form, because there's not much space here. That's why I just put the first portion for you to see. Here is just basic information: your first and initial and middle initial, your last name, social security number. If you have originally filed return with your spouse, then you put the name of your spouse here, last name, social security number, your address, phone number, etc. So this is just the basic information that any taxpayer put basic information in their file. Here, this is the lower portion of page 1 of Form 1040X. In the beginning here, you need to include what is your filing status. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different statuses. You need to select which one that you are filing. Then you have 23 questions down. You need to answer them. The most important is question 1 through 15, because they're where the changes occur. So as you see on the other side here, let's say here, these 3 columns include the changes. So in column 1, you need to include the answers for those 15 questions. You need to include the original amounts, the original numbers that you reported in your original file. In column B, what is the change? So if there's more, if there's less, if there's no changes, for example, in here you just put 0, if there's no changes, etc. And you put the final numbers on column C in here. So up until 15 are the final numbers. So let me just answer the first question, which is about the adjusted gross income, just to give you more clarification of how to fill out this form. let's say the adjusted gross income, originally you reported $65,000 in here in the first column. Then you let's say later you received more documents from other companies that shows the adjusted gross income is more with another, let's say, $7,000. The $7,000 come in this portion here, the second column. Then you put in column C the final amount, which is column A plus column B equal column C. So in this case, the total amount you need to report will be 72,000, which is 65,000 plus 7,000. That's $72,000. That's the correct amount for the adjusted gross income for the first question. If for any of the rest, as I said, for any of the rest of the questions, no changes, you just put the original amounts in column A. No changes will be zeros on column B, and then you repeat the same amount, the original amount, and you put it again in column C here. For question number 16, you put your total taxes paid. For column 7, for question 17, you need to add the numbers from lines 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 and put the total in 17. As a reminder, we are dealing now only with column C. We have nothing to do with here. After we just put the information, we got the final numbers in column C, so we take the numbers from column C. Question 18, you put in here the overpayment of taxes, if there's any. For line 19, question 19, you need to subtract line 18 from 17 and put the difference in 19. For line 20, if line 11, which is the total taxes, is more than 19, line 11 is here. If this line is more than the number in line 19, then you put the difference in number 20, in line 20. For line 21, if line 11 here is less than line 19, then you put the overpayment of taxes in line 21 here, and that's what you expect to receive from the IRS. For line 22, you repeat the same number of 21 and put it in 22. This is the second page of Form 1040X. As you can see, it includes part 1 here, and part 2 here, and part 3 here, and then there's a signature portion on the bottom of the form. The first part of this page includes a few questions about your dependents. So you need to answer questions 25 through 30. And similar to what we did in the first page of Form 1040X, the first column, we have 3 columns here. The first column here deals with the original information that you reported to the IRS. The second column, the middle column here, it includes the difference. If there's any difference, if there's no difference, you just include 0. And the final numbers should be in column C here. So if there's any more, it's going to be more. If less, it's going to be less. If no changes, it's going to be the same as column 1. Let me answer question number 25 to make it clear for you. For example, if you originally reported 3 dependents in your original file, you put number 3 here in column A. And you decided that you have 1 more dependent to report, so you put 1 in column B. Then you put on column C on the same line 25, you put 4. That reflects 4 dependents that you need to actually report to the IRS. And of course, you need to put the details of all your dependents in this portion here. Part 2 of this page just includes your your option or your choice for the presidential election campaign fund, if you'd like to change your answers or not, whatever your answer you selected here. Then the most importantly is portion number 3, because in this portion you need to state an acceptable explanation of the changes that you request. If there are any documents to support the changes, that would be great. If not, then you need to state your changes in a convincing way or a convincing language. You put explanation in here. Of course, don't forget to sign and date and put your title in here, because without signature and date it's not gonna be processed. Also, if you are filing with your spouse, then also your spouse is required to sign in this area here. If somebody prepared this one for you, then they should put their credentials for the IRS in here. Okay, now we are coming here to list some important points to consider while you're preparing the Form 1040X. What I just explained to you is the instructions and how to do it. If you do it by paper, you still have the chance to file it electronically through a tax software. So it depends on the tax company or tax software company that you are using. Some of them allowing you to do the changes for the past 2 years. Some of them only allow you to do it for the past 1 year electronically. So whatever the situation is, depends on the software that you use. Once you submit the 1040X, it becomes your tax return file for the tax year in question. So when you need to use your tax return documents for any reason, this is the form you need to present, because it replaces the originally submitted 1040. It is important to include supported documents, especially when you change income figures. If you are filing the 1040X based on any notice that you received from the IRS, then you should include a copy of the IRS notice or notices that they sent you, so that you make it easy for them to understand the situation quickly. It is highly recommended to include a cover letter. It is not a mandatory or it is not a must, but from experience, when you include a cover letter explaining what is included in the package, that would be very helpful. And don't forget to assemble your stuff in an organized way. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please email me or post your comment and I will promptly address them. If you find my videos or any of my videos of value to you or others, please consider supporting the channel by hitting the subscribe button, like, and share with your network. And see you in my next video. Goodbye.